Hello, movie friends. Welcome back to the show. Anthony here.
And James here. We have a special guest for a special fun episode. We're going to do an entire episode of movie trivia, which is going to basically be hosted by our friend Sarah Hennessy, who is a great TikToker. She's got a ton of following over the last, 6 months or so. Her TikTok account is at Sarah_Hennessy1. Welcome to the show, Sarah. How are you?
I am so good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm such a fan of your show, so it's an honor to be here.
Thank you. We appreciate it. I love duetting your videos. You do a bunch of fun trivia questions for people to duet on TikTok, and you also basically have just been going over the IMDb top 100, making all sorts of new great content that I really like.
Yeah, my posters behind me. Yes, that one was a long process. But yeah, lots of movie reviews, all sorts of things.
Did you finish the entire list?
I did finish the entire IMDb top 100, which is always changing, and every time it does, people are like, "You gotta watch this one." So gotta keep up. But yeah, I've
That's
watched
impressive.
all the top 100.
Yeah, because Spider-Man No Way Home was top 10, but now it's around 84, where it probably should be long term.
There's a recency bias where when a new movie comes out and it's good, people generally put it in the top 100, but then it'll slowly get lower and lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely happens. I think Batman was on the top 100 for a minute too. So
for a little bit. So how about before we get into this game, and we'll explain the rules in a minute, what got you into film, and what are some of your favorite movies and directors?
Cool. Yeah. So it's hard to say what got me into film exactly because, I think people who are into film kind of always have loved film. I definitely have some vivid memories in middle school, high school, where Netflix was kind of just starting to become a thing. And I was like, Audrey Hepburn, this is a beautiful person I've seen in photos, in books, and in malls. I wonder what she did. And I just started watching the movies, started talking to my grandparents, and they would say their favorite movie was Rear Window. So it's you watch those things to become closer to your family. You watch stuff with your dad to become closer to him. And I just kept getting really into it and watching more and more. So yeah, I have a lot of, I just mentioned, I love Audrey Hepburn. One of my favorite directors is Alfred Hitchcock. But I love lots of rom-coms and cheesy movies. I always say that one of my favorite directors is Cameron Crowe because I just love Almost Famous specifically.
Good pick.
But Say Anything, he has so many classics. So it's always hard to pick a favorite. I also love Guy Ritchie a lot. I'm a big fan of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. You guys did an episode about. I love that movie.
I adore that movie.
It's so underrated. It's harder to watch now because of Armie Hammer, but
Yeah.
it's still one of my favorites.
It's so good.
We'll never look at him the same way.
No, definitely not.
Now, what movies have you been seeing this year in 2022, and what are you most excited for the rest of the year?
Ooh, that's a good question. I will say this year I've been slacking a little bit. I don't feel like I've seen as many as I should. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was a fun one that I saw recently, the Nick Cage movie. That was a good laugh. I'm not usually a big comedy person, but I really liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the year, we've got a great year, right? I think Barbie is supposed to come out this year and Oppenheimer, same day. So
That's 2023.
Yeah.
Oh,
So 2023.
man.
No, yeah, this
No
it's
worries,
all right.
no
They're
worries.
filming right now. Both are filming right now.
I can't wait for Top Gun that comes out
So
soon.
yeah, we have Top Gun with
Yeah.
the Gray Man, which is the Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, and our boy Ryan Gosling movie that's
Thor.
coming out. Thor 3's coming out. We would have seen Doctor Strange by now.
Christian Bale's two other movies, Amsterdam with David O. Russell, and then The Pale Blue Eye with Scott Cooper.
And then
which,
we have a new Ari Aster movie coming out this year, so I'm super excited about that.
Disappointment Boulevard.
So there's a lot to get excited for. And Babylon, Damien Chazelle's new film. So I think we got a bunch of great projects for the rest of the year. I'm very excited about 2022 going
For
forward.
sure.
All right, how about we'll get into the game. So Sarah prepared. Actually, how about Sarah? Why don't you explain the rules and what you did?
Sure, yes.
And also, sorry, Sarah is joined by her sister Shay, who's going to help keep score. So thanks, Shay, for doing this.
Thanks, Shay.
Yeah, free labor from little sisters, always good. Yeah, because I'm going to need some help because we have 100 movie trivia questions. We've got 10 different categories. Each category has 10 questions. They vary in points from 1 to 2 to 3 points. Yeah, and of course, ranging in difficulty then therein. So I will tell you the categories. First off, we've got superhero, some good comic questions, fantasy films, horror, action-adventure, sci-fi, actors, directors, classics, movies about movies, and a miscellaneous name the movie round. So we've got tons of different types of questions, from name the character who said a quote, what description is this movie for, some multiple choice, some random trivia. It's across the board.
I love it. Thanks for putting so much work into it.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Of course, I never do things small based on, the year-long series of watching movies. So, yeah.
I feel like you did that in like a month too. I was like on TikTok, like, oh, she's already done. That's crazy.
No, it took me
Yeah,
so long, but it really, it's takes some endurance. So
yeah. And so the way it's gonna work, and so Sarah will ask each of us a question. We'll go back and forth, and so we'll open up each round. Like you'll ask me, you'll start with me, and then the second round you'll start with Anthony. We'll go back and forth, and it's just a versus, the twins versus. Let's see who has the most movie knowledge.
And if someone gets it wrong, the other twin has a chance to steal that point.
I like that rule.
Yes. And I also think that everyone listening in should count their points. And if anyone scores higher than you guys, they get to take the podcast. They're the new host.
Exactly. Scouts on her. Like, we won't fact check or anything.
Also, we need to add some stakes. What does the winner get? Maybe buys them dinner?
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Buy the other person dinner?
Deal.
Okay, deal.
Shake hands. All right. The loser pays for dinner. A nice dinner. Not like In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is nice.
It's pretty nice. All right, Sarah, thanks so much again for joining the show and doing this. You ready to begin?
I'm ready when you are ready.
All right. Ask away. So which section are we doing first?
Yeah, where do you want to start? I have superhero listed at the start of my list, but we can start anywhere.
Let's start superhero. Yeah, let's do superhero.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, who's going first? Who gets the first question?
I will go first. James over here.
Okay. James, for 1 point, true or false? The Incredibles is about a world where superheroes are outlawed and a retired superhero couple tries to raise a regular family.
True.
Yeah, easy one.
Oh, yeah.
Softball, yeah. Warming up.
Yeah, warming up, starting nice. Okay, let's pick it up a little bit. So moving on, Anthony, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 point. What character has appeared in the following movies? Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man Far From Home, Captain America the Winter Soldier, and Iron Man 2.
That would be who is Nick Fury.
Who is? Yes, that's correct. Yeah, Nick Fury played by Samuel L. Jackson. He's been in 12 Marvel movies over the last 14 years. So he's
collecting
the only
that
one
money.
That's been in. Yeah, he's the only one that's been in all 4 of those films. So good
Nice
job.
job.
Moving on, another 1-pointer. Back to James. For 1 point, what character said, "I don't know if you've been in a fight before, but there's not usually this much talking"?
Oh, man.
It's a tricky one.
So familiar. Is it... I feel like someone saying that to Spider-Man, Tom Holland. So is it Tom Holland versus... Who's he fight at the airport sequence? Tom Holland versus Falcon and Bucky.
Nope.
It's Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky says the line.
Oh, Bucky says it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was my first trick question.
That was a good one.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right. You got me. That was good.
I admittedly did read that quote and think it was Falcon and realized it wasn't, which is why I included it.
It sounds like something Falcon would say. That's
yeah.
right. That's why.
True. Okay, cool. So Anthony gets the point, and I assume he gets this next question too,
He
right?
sure does.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
does.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
great. Okay, 1 point. Guess the movie from the following objects: a pencil, a playing card, and a 2-headed coin.
The Dark Knight.
Yes, that's the Dark Knight.
I like that question.
I like that question.
Yeah, that's the Joker's magic trick. He uses the pencil. He leaves the Joker playing card for some of his victims. And then, of course, Two-Face has the trick coin.
Here's my card.
Yes, that was a great one. Okay, great. 1 point awarded. Where are we at, James? Losing
Losing by 2.
We just started, man. Don't worry. You got this.
There's
great.
literally 95 more to go.
Yeah,
so
I still like
plenty
losing.
of ground to cover.
He's already like, I'm playing from behind. It's like, Rogue.
Okay, great. Let's see if we can get this one. For 1 point, which facility houses the criminals featured in the Suicide Squad? This is a multiple choice. A, Arkham Asylum, B, Belleville Correctional Center, C, Blackgate Penitentiary, or D, Strikers Island? Which one houses the Suicide Squad?
I'm going B.
Correct. That is correct.
Good one. I was not gonna get
I
that
can see
right.
your face. You're like, I have no idea.
Yeah, and that one's a tricky one because Bellerive has like a couple different names. I think in the comics it was a special security containment or something like that. But in the movie they call it a correctional center.
Better name. Yeah.
Better name. Great. Okay. Our first 2-pointer question now. For 2 points, tell me the movie that this one sentence description is for. 5 teens just discovering their unique abilities while held in a secret facility against their will, fight to escape their past sins and save themselves.
Oh, New Mutants. Wait, that's not what it's called. It's what's this movie called? It was so bad. I'm going New Mutants.
Correct. It was the New Mutants.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
While throwing shade.
No, you got it. Yeah. The 2020 movie directed by Josh Boone. It was pretty bad, but
it was.
you know,
It was.
that was that movie.
Great cast, though. Great cast. Talented actors.
Yeah, great cast. Anya Taylor-Joy was in that one.
I forget she was in that,
Arya
yeah.
Stark's in it.
Yeah, Macy Williams, Charlie Heaton, who was in Stranger Things. Yeah, that one has a good cast. Okay, cool. Next question for 2 points. From the following list, which actor has not made an appearance in a Marvel movie? Brad Pitt, Sylvester Stallone, John Hamm, or Matt Damon?
John Hamm.
Correct. That was so confident. No doubt there. Yeah, Brad Pitt was the Vanisher in Deadpool 2 in a quite literal, like, half-second shot.
Best cameo ever, I think, in the MCU.
Yeah, that was a great one. And then Matt Damon, possibly in another great cameo, is actor Loki in Thor Ragnarok. And then Sylvester Stallone is in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Great question.
Good job.
But John Hamm actually did voice Iron Man in Marvel's MODOK. It's their show on Hulu. It's like an adult animation, which I didn't know.
Oh, no way.
Cool.
Fun fact. I have lots of fun facts.
I like it.
We also know every actor gets that Marvel money somehow. They get that Marvel money.
Yeah, there's a few like stubborn people that have said they're never going to do it, but only time will tell. We will see.
Insurance on Ferraris a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Next 2-pointer. This is a fun one. Who's got this one?
Anthony.
Anthony. Okay. Name 5 actors who have played Batman.
All right, Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson, and what's his name? Adam West.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, great. 5. Nobody want to say Will Arnett, who is Lego Batman?
The goated Batman.
Yeah, there's so many Batmans. Like I didn't even realize how many people.
It's crazy.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, naming 5 feels fair because
I barely got it.
You had to test us at the end there, but you got there. You got there. Okay. Now we've got a 3-pointer.
Ooh.
What untraditional superhero film uses strong connections of color to character with purple, yellow, and green, but no one wears a traditional supersuit?
Can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah. What untraditional superhero film uses strong connections to color and character through purple, yellow, and green, but without anyone wearing a traditional supersuit? This is a tricky one. It's one of our 3-pointers.
Man, I feel like if we should have like a 30-second time limit to answer in our heads. So I'll answer very soon. Let me keep stalling. I don't know. I'm stumped.
No guess?
No, Joker.
No. Anthony?
I'm gonna go with Logan.
No. Nobody got this one. I did think this was probably one of the hardest questions. The correct answer is Glass, 2019.
Oh! That is a great question, Sarah.
Great. It's in the poster
Thank
too.
you.
Great question.
Wow,
That's a good
that was
question.
super clever.
I wrote that question 5 minutes ago because I did not have 100 and I had to think of one really fast.
That's my favorite question.
Way
so
to go.
far.
That was
good.
great.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a good one. One more question in our superhero category.
Okay.
Who are we on now? Anthony?
Anthony's turn.
Okay. For 3 points, who is currently the only director in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to have helmed an entire trilogy? So the answer that I'm looking for, this person has directed all 3 films in that character's world, and all 3 films are released. So it's not someone who's about to have a third. It's the only one who has.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a hard question.
Then do Avengers movies count? No. Wait, no.
I don't know.
No.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
so it's one character's trilogy of movies.
It's a character's trilogy of movies.
Okay.
James is looking confident over there.
Shit. Oh, I'm gonna go John Watts. Damn it! Spider-Man
Yes!
trilogy.
Oh my gosh.
It took me a second. Damn it. Modern Marvel is not my strength, but I just got
I'm impressed, I gotta say, because I don't think I would get that one, and I love Marvel. But yeah, it's John Watts with Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. But soon, James Gunn will be joining that list as he's directing the 3rd Guardians of the Galaxy, and Peyton Reed for the 3rd Ant-Man.
Great
Man,
point.
I needed that. Was it 10-5 now or something like that?
I think it's closer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10-4.
10-4. Ugh. Yeah, I needed that. Oh well. All right. Next round starts with
We're just
Anthony.
getting started, man.
I know,
You got this.
I know.
You're doing great.
Okay, great. Moving on to our next category. I guess we're just gonna go in order of how I've got them listed.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna go fantasy.
Ooh.
This is a fun one.
And should we actually, does every round have the same amount of 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just start with me then again.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it.
Yeah, we'll start with you every time.
Yeah, we'll start with me every round.
Okay, perfect. So, for 1 point, I loved your Harry Potter quiz competition episode. I think I've watched it like 3 times because it makes me laugh so hard.
That was a lot of fun.
So, in honor of that, who was Hermione Granger's first kiss?
Victor Crumb. I know.
It says Victor Crumb.
I know. I'm just making sure I get it right, you know?
No, I was laughing about the memory of the whole thing. Because I said, what did I say? Called Drogo? I said Victor.
Yeah, you said Drogo.
I said Drogo.
Drogo.
Yeah, you say Khal Drogo. So I had to throw it back to that one. But yes,
Love it.
the correct
Love it.
answer is Victor Crumb.
Crumb.
I'm a bonehead.
Okay, moving along. Another 1-pointer. Tell me the movie that this 1-sentence description is for. A young maiden in a land called Andalasia who is prepared to be wed is sent away to New York City by an evil queen where she falls in love with a lawyer.
Ella Enchanted.
Wrong.
Oh.
James?
Made in Manhattan.
Also surprisingly wrong. You guys don't know it?
No, what is it?
You're so close. It was Enchanted.
Oh, Just
Oh.
Enchanted.
Yeah, everyone messes that one
Sorry,
up.
pal.
Oh man, is Ella Enchanted another movie?
Yeah, Ella Enchanted was the Anne Hathaway movie.
And Amy Adams is Enchanted.
Yeah.
Got it. That's okay. That's what makes me.
Very
Because I love
close
both movies.
distinction. They're both wonderful. And Enchanted's about to get a new one, so I'm really excited for that one. But yeah, man, losing on a 1-pointer, guys.
I know.
Good. They're good. They're good questions. That was a good question.
Okay, here's one that's probably a bit easier. For 1 point, true or false? Pan's Labyrinth is about 16-year-old Sarah who is given 13 hours to solve a labyrinth and rescue her baby brother Toby when her wish for him to be taken away is granted by the Goblin King.
That's an interesting answer. Wait, hold on, say that again. I feel like that might be a trick. Say it again, please.
True or false?
Oh, no, it's wrong because it's Ophelia, so it's false. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, it's false.
Good false.
But that is the plot to Labyrinth.
Yeah.
The David Bowie. Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth is the movie set in Spain where they go into a crazy I don't know, fantasy world.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo
Love
del-
that movie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I cry every time I watch it.
Okay, great. Next one. For 1 point. Whose question is this? I'm always okay.
Anthony.
Thank you for pointing. I'm like I'm reading the questions and zoning out. Okay, for 1 point. In the 1995 Jumanji, which of these things is not released by the game? A big game hunter, carnivorous plants, an earthquake, or a fast-growing wildfire?
Fast-growing wildfire.
Correct. The game does not release a wildfire. It releases basically everything else, so I had a hard time thinking of something it didn't release. Because it does a monsoon, it does like every animal that you could possibly think of on a safari, but no fire. Moving along, for 1 point. In The Princess Bride, Wesley and Vizzini engage in a battle of wits to determine which of the 2 wine goblets contain poison. Which goblet held the poison?
It's a great question. It's both of them.
Correct. Yes, the trick question.
Anthony's like, I would have gotten that wrong.
You can't get that wrong. That's a classic scene. He poisons both the cups, and it's because he's built up the tolerance. So it didn't matter if he drank the poison or not. So, a little trick question for you. Okay, our 2-pointer now. In Spirited Away, what spirit does Haiku, is that how you say his name? Haku? What does he turn into? What spirit is he?
Oh, man. Is it the giant spider guy?
Nope.
Damn it.
Let me see if I can steal this. My extensive knowledge on Spirited Away. He's a ghost.
No. No.
What is it?
He's the river spirit.
Oh, yeah.
I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
Trick question.
Good
Shay
one.
wrote that one, so thanks, Shay. She's my
Good one,
Really
Shay.
good question.
Okay, another 2-pointer. What fantastical character said, "In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap. The job's a game."
That's tough. I have no idea.
Not a single guess?
No guess. I don't know.
I'm going to say the fairy godmother.
No. Not exactly. She's
What's the
a
answer?
fairy godmother. The answer is Mary Poppins.
Oh!
I love
Yes.
the groan of of course.
I know.
Should have got that.
I knew there was
haven't-
magic involved in some kind.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. That is Julie Andrews' 1964's Mary Poppins. She says that right before a song. So, sort of a fairy godmother, but
Sort of, yeah.
not quite. For 2 points, have to take it back to Harry Potter, since you guys are such big fans. Harry Potter is one of the few characters to have possessed all of the Deathly Hallows. How did he acquire each of the Deathly Hallows?
He was given the Cloak of Invisibility from his father. He got the Elder Wand from defeating Voldemort after it was passed on from Draco's possession. And then he got the stone from within the Golden Snitch.
Who did he get the Snitch from?
From Scrimgeour, who was giving it to him from Dumbledore.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes, good job. Yeah, and so then Dumbledore was the only other person that ever owned all 3 of the Deathly Hallows, but neither of them at.
The same time, yeah.
But yes, those were correct. So 3 points. Now I've got another 3-point question. Tricky one. We all know that in Lord of the Rings, it is all about the one ring that can control them all. But how many rings of power were initially made for the elves, dwarves, and men.
All right. Let's see. 9 for the men. I'm going to go 3 for for the elves. So I'm going to go 12. And then dwarfs, I'm going to say 4. So that's 9, 12, 16. And then the one true ring. So 6, is that 16 that I said?
I'm not counting the one true ring, just the one.
Okay, so 9, 3, 4. So I'm going to go 16.
Incorrect.
Damn, it's tough.
I'm going to go 12.
Incorrect again.
Damn. What was it?
So close. It was 19.
Oh, man.
So then it's 20 with the one ring. So it was 3 rings for the elves. You're off to a good start. 3 rings for the elves, 9 rings for men, but it was 7 rings for the dwarves.
Good question. Good question.
Can I get 2/3 credit? Just kidding.
I guess you could get 2/3.
No way. I didn't get it right.
No way.
I didn't
You
get
got
it
it wrong.
I got it wrong.
No partial points. Okay. That ends our fantasy round. That was a little rusty there.
Good questions.
Let's move along.
No, I like the tough ones.
Yeah, we don't watch softballs. This is great.
You're all over the place. I like it.
Okay, good. And I also think it's good because, we have different experiences with movies. So Mary Poppins, I would have gotten that in 2 seconds because I'm obsessed with her. But you guys didn't know it. That's okay.
I've only seen it once.
All right, Sarah and Shay, what's the score right now at the end of round 2?
So James has 7.
James has 7.
Anthony has 14.
Anthony has 14. James, you got to make up some big ground here.
I feel like this is my round. This is it.
Do you know what this round is?
What is it? Let us know.
It is horror.
All right.
Ooh, nice. Let's do it.
Okay. So James, starting off with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 point. Tell me the movie that this one sentence description is for. A research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims.
The Thing.
Correct. Yes. I knew you guys would get that one.
Gotta get out of the single digits.
Movie. Yes, slowly but surely with your 1 pointer. Okay, here's another great horror question. Anthony, I am a huge fan of Jennifer's Body. So, in honor of that movie, which of the following Jennifers has never starred in a horror movie? Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lawrence, Jennifer Garner, or Jennifer Love Hewitt? Which one has never starred?
Jennifer Garner.
Correct. Jennifer Garner is sweet and lovely and just wants to make all of us happy and then go home. That's her job.
Exactly.
And Jennifer Aniston's first movie was Leprechaun 2. Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, correct. Right before Friends, 1993. And then Jennifer Lawrence was in House at the End of the Street, and she was also in Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jennifer Love Hewitt was, of course, in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the slasher flick, and the much acclaimed I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, the sequel.
What are you waiting for?
Such a good movie, but a bad one in the back. Okay, for 1 point, guess the movie from the following objects: night vision goggles, a well, and a moth.
Silence of the Lambs.
Correct. Silence of the Lambs,
Good one.
1991.
Good question.
Yeah, I like those.
I like those. They're interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my family's like go-to game in a car when we're all traveling somewhere together. Is we'll just randomly think of objects and be like, "What movie is it from?"
That's so
awesome.
fun. Do you have a name for it?
No.
You guys should come up with a name. I like it.
Yeah, we should come up with a name, sell it, do something with it,
Yeah.
make some money. But yeah, no, it's really fun. So I encourage people to play that with their friends if they are bored. But we've got another 1 point question. True or false? A Quiet Place is about a mother and her 2 children who make a desperate bid to reach safety 5 years after an ominous, unseen presence drives most of society to death.
False.
Correct. That is the description of Bird Box.
The
Quiet
rip
Place
off.
is the ripoff. They were the same year. They were both 2018.
Ah.
Weirdly.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, but yeah, Quiet Place is really similar, but instead it's a whole family and it's
A year, and it's a year later, I think.
a year later. But yeah, good job. Excuse me. 1 point. Which of the following is not based on a Stephen King novel? The Invisible Man, Cujo, The Dead Zone, or Pet Cemetery?
Cujo.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
No, Cujo.
Ah!
It is The Invisible Man.
Oh my goodness! I got too excited.
Cujo's the dog one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Stephen King.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, correct. It's The Invisible
What is
Man.
wrong with me?
You were too excited.
You
I
were
know.
smiling. You're like, Cujo.
I think I just wanted to say the name Cujo.
It is a really fun name to say, but it was not the right answer. Yeah, The Invisible Man was written by H.G. Wells. So it's
100
an
years ago.
earlier novel. Yeah, lot older.
Really disappointed in myself.
Two
only 1 point.
enthused. Last round, you were doing the pauses. You were thinking about it.
I know.
Now you're just going for it. Okay, for 2 points. This director's 2 feature-length films have been hits in the horror category. The first was about a grieving family, and the second about a Swedish festival. Who is the director?
Who is Ari Aster?
Correct. Yes, that's Hereditary and Midsommar. Okay, moving along. Another 2-pointer. What horror character said, "Do you want to play a game?"
That is Jigsaw.
Correct.
Do you want to play a game?
Yeah, I didn't do the whole voice, but yeah, that's Jigsaw from Saw.
Good job, James.
Okay, we got another 2-pointer. If you're a fan of horror, then you've probably heard about the idea of a final girl. It is the last lady left standing at the end of a slasher flick. Of the following characters, which one is not a final girl? Sidney Prescott, Alice Hardy, Rose Armitage, or Tree Gelbman? Which one is not a final girl?
Rose Armitage.
Correct. She is Allison Williams' character in Get Out.
Yeah, she's a villain.
Yeah, she's not a good person.
Good question. I had to really.
That was tough.
Yeah, I paused for it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, no.
Because you got to think about each person, like what they're from.
Hmm.
Sidney Prescott is, of course, from Scream. Alice Hardy is from Friday the 13th. And Tree Gelman is from Happy Death Day.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
I love that
That's
movie.
so
It's
good.
so good.
So good.
Yeah, it's like a
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog
Oh,
Day.
it's slasher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie. Okay, we've got a 3-pointer. Movies love to reference each other, and horror movies in particular love this idea of Easter eggs and homage to their predecessors. One way that this has been done is through characters' names. So, in 3 prominent horror films, each has a character featured with the last name Loomis. What are those 3 films?
Loomis. Is it Sidney Loomis? Oh, it's Billy Loomis. So we're going Scream 1, Scream 2, and then
We'll just count Scream as one franchise.
okay, Scream. All right.
No,
So-
there's 3 movies
There's 3 movies that
that have the name
3
Loomis in it.
different.
3 different franchises. Gotcha. All right, so Scream. Oh crap. Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween.
Incorrect.
It's a good question. All right.
That's good.
I'm gonna go Scream. Scream. The Exorcist and Halloween.
So close. Scream and Halloween is correct. Halloween is Dr. Sam Loomis, and Scream is Billy Loomis. but you got the poster for the third answer right behind your head. It is Psycho.
Oh!
Sam Loomis, the boyfriend.
The boyfriend. Oh, God
He was
damn
the
it.
first one.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's right.
That's a great question.
Wow, good job.
Oh man, I feel like a
3
bonehead.
pointers.
Not
These
Steph Curry.
3-pointers. Yeah,
They're
the
good.
3-pointers are not for the weak of heart. They are.
That was an
tricky.
excellent question.
Okay, we got another 3-pointer for you. In the movie The Shining, which room is Danny told to stay away from?
Room 237.
Oh, good job. See, I'm bad with numbers, so that's a hard one for me. But good job. Yeah, and then there's the documentary, Room 237.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Moving along, we are in our action adventure category.
Let's go.
All right, I think I'm out of single digits, so let's go.
Okay, for 1 point, what do these 3 films have in common? Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Haunted Mansion.
They're all rides at Disneyland.
Correct. They're all movies based on attractions.
Yeah.
And Disney has more. They have like Tomorrowland,
Mm-hmm.
Tower of Terror, Country Bear. They've done a lot of
Yeah.
movie ride tie-ins. Okay, next one for 1 point. What action character said, "Welcome to the party, pal"?
That's John McClane in Die Hard.
Correct. My dad wrote that one, so that's
Oh, nice.
shout out to my dad.
Your dad sounds like a cool guy.
Thanks, Mr. Hennessy.
Yeah, he had to throw that one in there. Okay, next one for 1 point. Tell me the movie that this one sentence description is for. A former Roman general sets out to exact vengeance against the corrupt emperor who murdered his family and sent him into slavery.
My name is Gladiator.
Correct, that is Gladiator. Okay, moving right along. For 1 point, true or false? Point Break is about an FBI agent who goes undercover to catch a gang of surfers who may be bank robbers.
True.
Correct. That is the plot of Point Break. Now, for 1 point, guess the movie from the following objects. A $100 bill, glasses with color-changing lenses, and the Liberty Bell.
National treasure.
Correct.
Good one. That's great.
That is one of my favorite movies since I was a child. So yeah,
So
I had to
good.
throw that in there.
So good.
Okay, for 2 points. Moving up now. From the following list, what actor has not played the famous genius detective Sherlock Holmes on film? Robert Downey Jr., Alan Rickman, Henry Cavill, or Will Ferrell? Which one has not played Sherlock Holmes?
Alan Rickman has not.
Correct. Alan Rickman played Sherlock Holmes on stage in 1976 Birmingham, but never on film. But he seems like he could, doesn't he?
He would have been
Oh, for
perfect.
sure.
Yeah, he would have been great.
Robert Downey Jr., of course, was in Sherlock Holmes, the 2009 film, and in A Game of Shadows, the sequel. Henry Cavill was in Enola Holmes, which I feel like some people forget because he was kind of the side character in that one. And then Will Ferrell did the comedy Holmes and Watson. Okay, for 2 points. Of the following war movies, which one was not set during World War II? Greyhound, Hacksaw Ridge, Paths of Glory, or Grave of the Fireflies?
Not set during World War II.
Yes, which one was not set during World War II?
What was the first one again?
Greyhound, Hacksaw Ridge, Paths of Glory, or Grave of the Fireflies?
Greyhound.
Incorrect.
That would be Paths of Glory.
Correct.
A Stanley Kubrick
Yeah.
film.
Yep, that was World War One.
Yeah.
It's a good day, guys.
Greyhound was the Tom Hanks Apple Plus 2020.
Oh,
one.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to think of what
And then
that was.
Paths of Glory, it's a lot of stuff in trenches, just like in 1917. So they're both set during World War One.
Yeah, trenches are always a giveaway that it's
Yeah.
a World War One movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hacksaw Ridge, 2016, the Mel Gibson movie starring Andrew Garfield as World War II. And then Grave of Fireflies is the Studio Ghibli movie about Japan in World War II.
I'm gonna cry thinking about it.
It's so sad.
So sad.
Literally, we gotta move on. Can't talk. Okay, so for 2 points, what film is largely touted as popularizing the "assemble the team" trope? It started, and starting an action film with an unrelated action scene, not tied to the main plot, and it heavily inspired the use of rain during action scenes to set the tone.
That would be the Seven Samurai.
Correct. Yes, my sister incorrectly, when I asked her this one, answered Avengers.
They were the first
Doesn't make fun
Avengers.
of her.
The Seven Samurai were the first Avengers.
Yes, exactly. They really popularized that assemble the team trope that, of course, Avengers and Magnificent Seven and so many movies now have used. For 3 points, this is a great one. What film contains 2,700 shots cut down from a total of 480 hours of footage, and it's only a 2-hour runtime? This is a hard one. This has stumped every single person that
Over 2,000 shots in the movie.
2,700 shots in the movie. Well, cuts. So
Cuts, yeah.
you think on average, a 2-hour movie, you're only getting 2.7 seconds of each shot.
Damn, that's a good question.
Indeed.
I feel like you know it.
I think I know it. I don't know if I know it though.
I feel like we've talked about this before on the show.
It's one of those fun facts that everyone hears and then forgets.
Yeah.
But in this current moment, you have to remember it.
I'm just going to guess a Marvel movie. I'm going to go with Avengers. The Avengers.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Anthony?
I'm gonna go with Saving Private Ryan.
Incorrect.
Damn.
This is a good one. 480 hours of footage. That's, I think, twice the amount of footage they had for Apocalypse Now. So this is pretty, up there. And it is Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about it on
Yeah,
that episode. That's right. That's right.
It's
one.
a pretty crazy fact. And I think, a good clue that it is a newer movie is, it has to be digital at that point. 480 hours of footage.
I was thinking of Saving Private Ryan because of all the covers they got of the battles. They had to have filmed so much for those.
Yeah.
But Mad Max is great. Yeah, that's a great question.
I think the way they amped that up was because they did so much just driving around in the desert and getting scenery shots, and so I'm sure that really intensified that number.
Yeah, they were filming for 6 months.
And filming every scene with a dozen cameras. Yeah. That's a ton of footage.
But Top Gun's supposed to have over 800 hours of actual film and shots, so I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Man, good question.
Yeah, that's a hard one. This one's easier because I, of course, have to pay homage to the namesake of the show, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So for 3 points, a student in Indiana Jones's class has what written on his on her eyelids?
Oh, is this my question?
Whose turn? I went first last time.
It's Love You.
Yes, correct. It's Love You. That is
I love that shot. It's really funny. He's like,
Yeah, it's so good. I'm like, maybe I should try it. New makeup trend. just keep Love You on my eyelids. Okay, that wraps it up for action and adventure.
Good round.
Moving on to our 5th category, sci-fi. This is a fun one. For 1 point, starting with James.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars has some of the most quotable lines that everyone has heard over and over again, but that means there is room for those quotes to get misremembered. Out of these 4 multiple choice answers, what is the correct quote from Empire Strikes Back? A, no, I am your father. B, Luke, I am your father. C, but I am your father. Or D, I am your mother.
The correct one is A.
Yes. No, I am your father. It's
Yeah.
a misconception. Luke, I am your father. Not correct.
Mandela effect.
Yes. Okay, moving along for 1 point. What is the name of the computer in 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Hal.
Correct. Do you know the number that goes after Hal?
Hal 3000.
9,000.
9,000,
But I'll still
9,000.
give you the point. That was
Yeah, we'll give it to him. not like he needs it.
But I will give you a bonus point if you can answer this side question, because my dad really wanted me to ask this, and I'm like, no one knows this, which is, what does HAL stand for?
Don't know.
Human artificial language.
No.
No.
It is heuristically programmed algorithmic computer.
I was way off.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, I'm not asking that. Literally, no one knows that. But yeah, had to throw it out there. Okay, another 1 pointer. Guess the movie from the objects: a red die, a bishop chess piece, a poker chip, and a spinning top.
That is Inception.
Correct.
Good
That is
one.
Inception.
Good one.
That is each of their totems.
Totems,
Dom,
yeah.
Dom Cobb, Leonardo DiCaprio has the spinning top, of course. That's the giveaway. Used to be Mal's. Arthur has the weighted red die, and Ariadne has the golden bishop chess piece that she's like carved out the bottom of, and then Eames has the red casino poker chip. For 1 point, true or false? The Martian is about a team of explorers traveling through a wormhole in space in an attempt to ensure humanity's survival.
False.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, that's false. That's the plot to Interstellar.
2 Matt Damon movies.
Yes, 2 Matt Damon movies, weirdly. And pretty close together. Interstellar was 2014 and The Martian was 2015. But The Martian he gets stranded in space by himself and he makes potatoes. So,
I am a botanist.
yes, that's how he survives. It's great. For 1 more point. What character said, "Final report, the commercial Starstrip, oh my gosh, let me start over. I'm like, what character said, "Final report, the commercial starship Nostromo, third officer reported"? What character said that?
Ellen Ripley.
Correct. That's from Alien, 1979. Now we've got a 2-pointer.
Let's go.
In The Matrix, the main character played by Keanu Reeves goes by a lot of different names. I think most notably is his hacker alias Neo. But what was his character's original birth name within The Matrix?
John Anderson.
Incorrect.
Oh, shit. Thomas Anderson.
Oh.
Correct.
Whoa, you just got a Matrix question wrong.
Cannot believe it.
Comeback time. Comeback time.
Oh, man. Good one.
Yeah, that was 2 points. That was a notable one.
Good one.
Okay, next one for 2 points. From the following list, what actor has not been in a newer Star Trek movie? Chris Hemsworth, Idris Elba, Oscar Isaac, or Benedict Cumberbatch? Which one was not in a Star Trek movie?
Oscar Isaac.
Correct. Yeah, Oscar Isaac, he's been in Star Wars, he's now in Marvel, but never was in Star Trek. Chris Hemsworth was George Kirk, the father of Captain Kirk, in the first one in 2009. Idris Elba was Krall in Beyond the Star Trek movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch was Khan in Into Darkness. All right, for 2 points. Tell me the movie that this one sentence description is for. A young programmer is selected to participate in a groundbreaking experiment in synthetic intelligence by evaluating the human qualities of a highly advanced humanoid AI.
Ex Machina.
Correct. That is Ex Machina, 2014.
Great movie.
Fantastic movie. That one, interestingly, does have Oscar Isaac. So, 3 points now. This one's a little open-ended, but it should be interesting. Name 3 Easter eggs or references in the movie Ready Player One.
Oh, that's plenty. So we got King Kong. We have the DeLorean. And then also, can it be like a super obscure one? I mean, we got...
Yeah, as long as it's specific. Don't just name a random movie and be like, believe me, it's in there.
Well, actually, we'll just go with... what's it called? Wow, I'm blanking now. The Harkonnen Star Cruiser.
Well, that's a dropship.
Dropship. Star Cruiser.
Well, you got it wrong.
God damn it!
I'm going to take your word for it because there's so many references.
No,
Well, Star Cruiser, dropship. It's a ship, a Harkonnen ship.
All right.
It's pretty close.
Do you think it's right?
Well, I said Harkonnen.
Shay's nodding her head and writing down the points, so Shay's the authority, I guess.
Our judge.
Yeah, she's the impartial points counter. But yeah, there's so many references in that movie. Like, you could just name a
You
movie.
blinked.
And there's, like,
I don't know what happened to my brain. I like, forgot the movie.
I was like waiting. I was like, there's like hundreds of them.
hundreds. Yeah. Back to the Future. He
I was
says
like, is he seriously not?
Iron Giant.
Iron
isn't it?
Giant.
I know.
Batman's in it. Yeah.
The
Shining.
Freddy Krueger.
I blanked. There's a lot of pressure.
Mad Max. Yeah.
Chucky, yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, name anything and there's some reference in some way to that movie. But yeah, we'll give you the 3 points.
Thanks. I needed that.
Okay, for 3 points. This is a very hard one. Who are the 4 actors that portrayed the original Ghostbusters? I'm going to need all 4.
Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. I always forget their names. Harold Ramis
Correct.
and what's his name? Ronald something. I don't know his last name. I don't know what his name at all, actually.
So we're just going to go incorrect, James.
Incorrect.
Chance to steal.
All right. His name is... Oh, my God. He just passed away, too. Like 5 years ago or something like that. He plays Egan Spector.
No, I already said Harold Ramis.
Oh, you said... Oh.
Yeah.
So you got Bill
fourth
Murray,
one.
Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis. Oh, what's his goddamn name? I can't think of it. I'm blanking.
Ernie Simpson.
Ernie Coleman.
No. It's Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson.
Honestly, that was impressive, though. I would not have gotten.
I couldn't remember his last name. Yeah, Ernie just came to me on the spot, but I couldn't get it.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a hard one. That's a shot in the dark if you know that one. But fun one.
Good question.
Okay, and that ends our sci-fi category.
Great questions.
Moving right along.
Hopefully I caught up a little bit.
You definitely did.
A little bit.
Do we want our score count?
Sure.
Yeah, let's hear the score. What we got, Shay?
Okay, James has 24
James has 24.
and Anthony has 39.
Anthony has 39.
This kid's
Getting
on
closer.
fire.
Getting closer.
Getting closer.
Still got half a game left.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
Yeah, if you steal some more of those 3-pointers, you'll catch up
I know, right?
real quick. Okay, so with the end of our sci-fi, I'm going to rejigger a little bit. Let's go to classics.
All right, how about we'll head into our intermission real quick. We'll do a brief one since
We're already
this
doing
whole
trivia.
This whole episode's trivia. So how about on this day in film, today is June 9th. In 1999, The Mummy premiered in the United States. In 2000, Gone in 60 Seconds came out. In 2006, Cars was released. In 2011, Super was released. In 2017, It Comes at Night, and The Mummy reboot was released. And happy birthday to the late Audrey Hepburn, one of your favorite actresses.
Uh-huh. And we have some unsubscribers. So today, we're filming this ahead of schedule, but today we posted a Moon Knight review of the season 6 finale. And we made our review without watching the post-credit scenes because we're boneheads. And so we got Mitch McGee. Lads, just finished the podcast. Rookie error watching a Marvel show and not watching an end credit scene. Unsubscribed. And then also Kev to the B. Wait, you haven't seen the post-credit scene? Unsubscribed. And then Decaposaurus, this is for a movie news episode. I still can't even tell who is talking, even with video. Unsubscribed. It's a great one.
Yeah, we are pretty bad with Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
But like I always like forget like to watch a post-credit scene, you know, especially with the
Same.
TV shows.
And then we have a Godfather shout out for today is our good friend Nicholas Martin, a new member of our Patreon as a Godfather
you're
tier.
a Godfather patron. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we appreciate your support, pal. Having Patreon keeps the lights on for the show, lets us do it full time. And Nicholas picked The Witch for his movie review.
Oh, great
And we're going to be
episode.
dedicating it to his friend Anthony, who recently passed away. They were best friends watching movies together all the time, and this is one of their favorite movies. And Anthony even had a witch tattoo, so we're going to make a great review for you, pal.
So sorry to hear. Thank you so much for signing up, pal. And then my streamer recommendation for this episode is Begin Again, which is on Netflix.
I did not make a streaming recommendation, but Begin Again is great.
All right. All right. Well, that's our brief intermission today. How about we'll get back into our movie trivia, hosted again by Sarah Hennessy. Take it away, Sarah.
Okay, great. So we're going to go to the classics category. So this is just kind of open-ended, but any classic film, I would say. So for 1 point, what film is notable for being one of the first to use an opera technique called leitmotif, otherwise known as a musical theme in order to indicate a specific character? In this film, it is done with a character whistling the melody of In the Hall of a Mountain King. The Mountain King.
I'm just going to guess the jazz singer.
Incorrect.
I'm going to guess Diabolique.
Incorrect. Damn. The answer is M. Fritz
For
Lang's
murder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
M,
like
M,
M.
M.
Well, it kind of stands for murder, but yes.
No, I was thinking M for Murder, the Hitchcock movie, but M, yeah.
No, yeah, that's a 1931 film. It's one of my favorites. For people who've never seen it, definitely should watch it. It's one of the first that did this technique of the killer in that film. You'd never really see him, but he would always be whistling that specific song. And so anytime you heard it, you knew who he was. And of course, that's an idea that we use all the time in films now. Like John Williams has a theme for like every character in every movie he's ever scored. So that was like a really influential moment in film. M.
I always get bummed by the disappointment in Sarah's face when we both get them wrong.
Well, because I'm like, I feel guilty. Did I make him too hard? But then also when you guys are struggling, I'm like evilly smiling. Like I'm like, I can't not smile. I want you to struggle but not fail. Okay, for 1 point, guess the movie from the following objects: a brain, a heart, a house, and poppies.
Puppies?
It's my guess.
Poppies.
Oh, poppies.
The flower.
Wizard of Oz.
Correct. That's The Wizard of Oz. Another old film, 1939. Common misconception. It was not actually the first film made in color, but it was one of the first to prove that color could be used as a fantasy element and to draw people into theaters. Because, of course, it came out in 1939, which is the Great Depression, and it was still a big hit. So color was a big part of that. For 1 point, almost everyone has seen the iconic image of Marilyn Monroe in the white dress being blown up by the subway grate. But what movie was that image from? Anthony looks stressed. Oh no, he's prepared.
He knows it. What's it called? It Gets Hot in the Night. What's that called? Nah, that's not what it's called. I can't think of it. Blanking.
Some Like It Hot.
Some like hot. That's what it's
Incorrect.
Oh, no.
What is
Nobody
it?
knows. It's The 7-Year Itch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yes, Billy Wilder directed that movie. I believe it was when Marilyn was married to Joe DiMaggio and he was on set, and they filmed it literally like on the streets of New York, and of course that garnered a crowd, and then they had to reshoot it anyway on a lot. So yeah, iconic film moment. Okay, let's see if we can get this one. For 1 point, the town Bedford Falls became Pottersville in what movie?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Correct.
Yes. Yes. Woo.
The Frank Capra directed film, 1946.
With Jimmy Stewart.
Yes, Jimmy Stewart, he wishes he was never born, and so the town that he lived in, Bedford Falls, is turned into Pottersville.
Good question.
For 1 point, this is a fun one. What film was the first to use a proper curse word? And I can give you a hint if you need one. A hint is the sentence this word was used in was voted the #1 movie quote by AFI, and so it's super, super famous. And I'll give you a bonus point if you know the quote too.
The #1 movie quote.
And it's the first one ever to use a curse word. Anthony's looking confident, maybe.
I hate that look. My classic film knowledge is getting exposed right now. I don't know.
Yeah, this round's been rough.
You don't know?
No.
Casablanca with saying damn. No? Oh. What is it?
It is Gone with the Wind. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Oh.
I had the quote right. I got the movie mixed up.
Quote right. Yes. But yeah, that is first proper curse word.
Good
spoken
question.
By Clark Gable as Rhett Butler in the 1939 American Civil War epic, Gone with the Wind. Okay. We're rough with the 1-pointers, so I'm curious how we're going to do with these 2 and 3.
We should have brushed up on our classic movies.
Classic film. We should.
Okay, well, here's another one from my dad, so maybe this one will be good. For 2 points. Where is the treasure buried in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
It's in a grave.
What's the grave say?
I can't remember.
We'll give Anthony 1 point for the grave. But James, you know what the grave says.
God damn, I haven't seen this in years, man. Here lies John.
Just John. No, incorrect. It's marked unknown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good one. What a great question.
Yeah, it looks like a trick because they tell him that it's an Arch Stanton's grave, and they dig up Arch Stanton's grave. Nothing there. But the one next to it, marked unknown. They dig that one up. Sure enough.
Good question.
Okay. Another 2-pointer. Which of these famous lines was not improvised? A. Taxi driver. You talking to me? B. Jaws. You're going to need a bigger boat. C. Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. Or D. House of Gucci. Father, Son, and House of Gucci. Which one was not improvised?
All right. That's a good question. Holy crap. First 2 were show me the money or Father, Son, House of Gucci. I'm going to say House of Gucci was improvised. I mean,
which one wasn't?
Wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Wasn't improvised. Sorry.
So 3 of those were improvised.
Gotcha.
1 was not. Which one?
Okay. Jerry Maguire, not improvised.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. As mentioned, Cameron Crowe, loved him.
Sorry, I got confused with the question.
No, I know, it's confusing. I tried to emphasize not, but yeah, so Jerry Maguire was written by Cameron Crowe, and he did extensive research, and he interviewed a professional football player, Tim McDonald, who had said he would only sign again if they showed him the money. He thought that was great, put it in the script, and so Cuba Gooding Jr. did not improvise that.
Good
But I
question.
think the fun thing to take from that is that you talking to me, you're going to need a bigger boat, and Father, Son, and House of Gucci were all improvised.
Yeah, yeah. Best lines in the movies, too.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, I haven't even seen House of Gucci still, but I know Father, Son of House of Gucci. Okay, for 2 points. What famous stock sound effect has been used in hundreds of films and TV series, including Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Toy Story, and Batman Returns?
The Wilhelm scream.
Correct. Yes. Yes, that is the Wilhelm scream named after Private Wilhelm in the movie The Charge at Feather River from 1953. It was just added in Warner Brothers generic stock library, and pretty much everybody uses it now.
It's so funny when you hear it.
I love that it's in the battles of Helm's Deep, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, ah!
I think like an elf falls off of the wall. Some movies it's pretty good, like it's like kind of subtle and you like pick it up and you're like, oh, because I know what that is, that's so cool. And then other movies it's so obvious and you're like, what was that? Why did they use that scream? But yes, good job. For 3 points.
Ooh.
Currently 43 films have been nominated for the Oscars Big Five. That's Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Screenplay, and Best Director. But only 3 have won all 5 of those major awards. What are the 3 movies?
I know 2 of them for sure. It's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Silence of the Lambs, and the third one. What is it? Oh my goodness, I always forget this.
I saw that there was a TikTok about this you both commented on. Or one of you commented on.
I can never remember it.
This is
the distress right now.
I know. Because I'm going to guess It's a Wonderful Life, and I just know it's not that. It's like, it's not something everyone's heard of. I'm just going to go like White Christmas.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
I don't have a guess.
You're not even going to try? Just throw it away. Don't want it.
No, I don't know.
You guys, it happened one night.
Yeah.
1934.
I'm going to forget it again.
I'm going to forget it again, too.
That's a pretty good one. I think that's a Clark Gable movie, and I can't remember the actress that starred in that one.
I don't know.
Yeah. Classic. 1934.
Good question.
Getting the 2 pretty quick was impressive, though.
Yeah. Didn't get the third. People are probably screaming in the car right now.
I know that's the best thing with these questions because you know that
It came at night. It came at night.
It happened at night.
It happened at night. I already forgot it.
It happened one night.
Oh, you forgot it too.
Yes, I'm never gonna remember it. I'm never gonna remember it.
That's your homework. You gotta go watch it, and then you'll remember it. Okay, let's try this one. Might also be a mix, but we'll see. For 3 points. A film with some of the most famous quotable lines is the 1942 classic Casablanca. For 3 points, please list 3 famous quotes from that film. And I had written that I would offer you a lifeline if you need it, which is instead of doing Casablanca quotes, you can give me Mean Girls quotes because it's also a Hollywood classic.
No, we should stay with classic. We should
stay with classic. Yeah, it's the category.
Just stay with
All right, so here's Looking at You, Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Oh my God, I'm blinking. I'm blanking. I can't.
Here's Looking at You, Kid. You're gonna get on that plane.
my favorite quote.
That doesn't count. No.
No guess. You can't even recall a second one.
I've only seen it like 3 times. I haven't seen it in a long time. Classic film. Yeah.
These are quotes that you're gonna kick yourself when you hear them because they are things that are said in other movies like constantly.
Yeah.
Another movie might even be named.
I don't know. Tell us. Give us a couple.
I'll give you 5. There's 5 like really well-known ones. So the first one is Here's Looking at You, Kid. That's like the most obvious one. I would say the second most well-known is Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they might say that in Indiana Jones. Maybe not. Maybe they just reference it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is We'll Always Have Paris. That's the...
Yeah.
Anthony's like, no. This one, I'm surprised you didn't get it. Round Up the Usual Suspects. The movie The Usual Suspects is named after this quote. And then the last one is, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. That
Yep.
one's also said in
We're
a
a
lot
couple-
of movies.
Couple of idiots.
It's hard to recall them on the spot, I will say. I would be impressed if anyone listening was like,
I'm sure there's a few people who
Yeah.
got it. I'm sure there are.
there's definitely a few
Yeah.
people. I will say, like, I think classics for me is like probably my genre above a lot of the other ones. So maybe that's why that one was a little harder, because I'm like, they're all so easy.
Hey, we're all learning new things today.
Yeah, no, it's great. You're gonna remember it happened one night.
It happened one night. I got it.
Yeah, we'll follow up. Make sure you remember that. Okay, let's jump to our movies about movies category. So this is all movies that are either about the making of movies, or they are somehow influenced by or talk about other movies. So for 1 point, what Italian film is about a child forming a friendship with his local cinema's projectionist?
Cinema Paradiso.
Correct. Yes, that one's a great one. And so that one has lots of film references in it. I think they talk about Charlie Chaplin quite a bit in that one. Another 1 pointer. What movie musical features the songs Make 'Em Laugh, All I Do Is Dream of You, and Good Morning?
I'm not great with musicals. I'm gonna go with Chicago.
Incorrect.
So what are the names of the songs again?
Make 'Em Laugh, All I Do Is Dream of You, and Good Morning.
Moulin Rouge?
Nope.
What is it?
Singing in the Rain.
Make them laugh.
Yes. And of course, the song I did not mention is
Singing in the Rain.
but yes, so that's a movie that's about just as the film industry is turning from silent films into talkies, and they have to rethink how they're making movies. It's one of my all-time favorites. 1952, co-directed by Gene Kelly, who also starred in it. For 1 point, from the following list, what famous figure was not featured in Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Steve McQueen, Kirk Douglas, Connie Stevens, or Bruce Lee? Which one was not in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Kirk Douglas.
Correct. Kirk Douglas was not in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he was a real-life friend of Sharon Tate, and he did attend the funeral. But yes, the others were all in it. I'm sure we all remember the Bruce Lee scene. I feel like that one was,
Yeah.
yeah, not forgettable. Okay, for 1 point, true or false? Hail Caesar is about a Hollywood fixer in the 1950s who works to keep the studio stars in line.
True.
Correct. That is a Coen Brothers film from 2016. All right, another 1 pointer, and I will give you an additional point on this one. There's a chance for a bonus point. What biographical comedy drama film is based on a nonfiction book of the same name about the production of a 2003 film widely considered to be one of the worst movies ever made? So I'll give you a bonus point if you know the worst movie ever made that this was based on.
The movie is The Disaster Artist, and the room it's based on is The Room.
Correct. Yes, The Disaster Artist 2017 is the making of The Room, and The Room is... I don't even know what to say about The Room, honestly.
I did not
beautiful.
hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, Doggy.
Hi, doggy.
It's pretty great. It's a must-see, for sure. I don't know that The Disaster Artist really is a must-see, but The Room is.
It's a pretty good movie. It's pretty good.
It was good.
But I mean, The Room's better. Like that movie's it's so fun to watch. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, there's something more satisfying about being unintentionally funny than like trying really hard to be funny.
Yeah.
So The Room is full of laughs. Okay, now we're on our 2 pointers. For 2 points, name the filming location that these 3 movies have in common. La La Land, The Terminator, and Rebel Without a Cause.
Griffith Observatory.
Correct. Yes, they all filmed in LA, and specifically they all featured the Griffith Observatory.
I need your clothes.
Yeah, the Terminator one is pretty memorable. But
And
La La
that's
Land
Bill
is great
Pullman.
too.
Bill
Yeah.
Pullman's in that scene too. His first movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rebel Without a Cause. I think it's
Paxton.
like someone's
Paxton.
house in Rebel Without a Cause, which is not believable, but For 2 points, the 2020 film, directed by David Fincher, focuses on a screenwriter in 1930s Hollywood as he races to finish Citizen Kane. Who is that screenwriter?
Damn it.
If you remember the name of the movie, that's also the answer.
Mank.
It is Meg. Do we give that to him? Because that is the person's name.
Shay. Ask Shay.
Shay, what's
Sure. I'll
she
give it to
she
him.
says yes.
Nice.
Was his first name Charles?
No, his first name was Herman. So Herman J. Mankiewicz was his full
Gotcha.
name.
Mankiewicz.
But
I
everyone
think-
called him Mank.
Maybe just give me 1 point for that instead of because I only got. Yeah.
Because Mank's a nickname?
Yeah, she said she'll give you 1 point.
Yeah. Let's just go 1 point instead of
Alright.
2.
Okay. But he went by Mank, so it's, it is his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
So
True.
you get the one.
I'm humble.
You're a very modest guy. Very modest guy.
While trailing behind, taking your one,
I'm just waiting to strike. That's what's happening. Waiting to strike.
Lulling me to sleep.
What have you been doing? Biding your time.
We have some pretty good categories coming up, so it could
I'm
happen.
excited.
Okay. For 3 points, tell me the movie that this one sentence description is for. An egomaniacal, I don't know if that's how you say that word, but
Maniacal.
an egomaniac. Thank you. I pronounce everything wrong constantly. That's like my TikTok comments all the time. I'll
Same.
practice saying something and I still say it wrong. In some of these places, I have things written phonetically so that I will say them correctly. But yes, an egomaniac film star develops a relationship with a young dancer against the backdrop of Hollywood's silent era. This is a tricky one.
Can you repeat it again, please?
Sure. An egomaniac film star develops a relationship with a young dancer against the backdrop of Hollywood's silent era. And it is a silent film. Until it's not.
I'm going to go The Artist.
Correct. The Artist, 2011. So that's a really recent silent film.
Yeah.
For 3 points. In Sleepless in Seattle, the characters watch, quote, and even decide to meet at the top of the Empire State Building because of what 1957 film? James is like, this is the worst.
I watched this last year too. Oh my god.
This is like my comfort movie. Like I watch Sleepless in Seattle like once
I like it a
month,
lot.
so-
I like it. Yeah.
I like You've Got Mail better.
No, You've Got Mail's like better because
They never meet.
Sleep in Seattle is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
When you think about
when
it.
Tom Hanks gets there, he's like, "Oh, she's hot." And she's like, "I'm obsessed with you."
Yeah.
What is the movie?
What is the movie? Stars Jimmy Stewart, I think. Or Cary Grant? Never remember.
Man, I just watched this literally less than a year ago, like at Christmas, I think. But I did have a lot of wine, so that's probably why I can't remember, and I don't know.
You don't
I
even want to
don't.
guess? Shot in
No.
the dark? Well, I will
Shot-
tell you it stars Cary Grant.
Nah, I don't know, honestly.
I'm gonna guess Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Incorrect. It's An Affair to Remember.
Ah.
Classic movie. And they spent a lot of time in Sleepless in Seattle talking about it. They quote
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
They debate if Deborah Kerr or Carr is how you pronounce her name, who also stars in the movie. One of my favorites. Moving right along. Actors. You can make
Ooh,
up
new
some big ground
category.
here.
New category. I like it.
Let's mix
Yeah,
up
you're
some cheddar
right.
cheese.
Okay. For 1 point, what famous character has been played by Johnny Depp, Gene Wilder, and soon Timothy Chalamet?
That is Willy Wonka.
Correct. Yes. Timothy Chalamet's got a prequel coming out soon. I think 2023. Wonka.
Mhm.
For 1 point, what actor has played a wizard, a vampire, a superhero, and a reverend?
Huh. Can you list the character types again?
Sure. A wizard, a vampire, a superhero, and a reverend.
I'm going to go with Colin Farrell.
Incorrect.
Whew. That is a toughie. I'm going to go Ian McKellen.
Incorrect.
Who is it?
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
You guys overthought it.
I
It.
know.
I was like Colin Farrell because he's played every one of those except for a priest. I was like, maybe I missed a priest movie he's in.
And I was starting with like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe those guys did do it. I don't know. That's pretty generic characters, but it's definitely Robert Pattinson.
Good one.
He was, of course, a wizard, Cedric Diggory in The Goblet of Fire. He was the vampire Edward Cullen in Twilight. He was superhero in The Batman. And he was Reverend Preston Teagard in The Devil All the Time. Yeah,
Good one.
Interesting movie.
Excellent question.
Yeah, that was a fun one. But let's see if you know this one. For 1 point, what actress shares a name with the wife of playwright William Shakespeare?
What actress shares a name with her?
This is a tricky you know it or you don't.
But her last name's not Shakespeare, though, so it's... All right. Helena Bonham Carter?
Incorrect.
I don't know Shakespeare's wife's name, so I don't have an answer.
Incorrect. Man, I can't believe it. It's Anne Hathaway.
Oh, interesting.
That's a fun fact.
So her name was Anne Hathaway. That was her full name?
Yeah, I don't know if she didn't change it or what, but like it's one of those things you see all the time on like Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Like,
interesting. Very interesting.
That's a cool fact.
Yeah.
Here's another sort of fun fact. For 1 point, what actor put weights under his body as a prank in a scene where he had to be carried in a bed?
Marlon Brando in The Godfather.
Yes. That is a classic Marlon Brando prank. They even had to carry him up a set of stairs.
Yeah.
With the weights. Still did it. Okay, for 1 point. Oh, this is a fun one. Which actress has not shaved her head for a role? Demi Moore, Karen Gillian, Kate Blanchett, or Emma Watson? Which one has not shaved their head?
Oh, Emma Watson would never
She
shave
would
her head.
never.
No way. So
Correct.
Emma Watson.
It was I think that one trips people up because she had a pixie cut right after Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And usually that's the only way you remember if an actress had to shave her head is the pixie cut.
Mm.
But yeah, she never shaved her head. Demi Moore, of course, everybody remembers that one.
G.I. Jane. Yeah.
Yes, G.I. Jane. Recent events have...
Keep your wife's name out your mouth.
Yeah, that one's at the forefront of everyone's memory right now.
Yeah.
Karen Gillian, I did not know. She shaved her head for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, for Nebula.
Yeah, that's so... Why did she have to do that? I don't know.
I think that was before they were doing the skull cap, so I think just probably to look better. I don't know, but
I think a comfort thing because she had a lot of hair.
probably.
maybe.
But I think now they do a skull cap with her.
I mean, they must because they're still... I mean, they're filming the third one right now. And
She
she's
does
not
other
bald
movies.
still, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Kate Blanchett was for Heaven in 2002.
I didn't know that one.
I didn't know that one either. Fun fact, lots of people shave their heads for movies. For 2 points, I am going to give you 3 fun facts, and you have to tell me who the actor is.
Ooh, fun.
This person has been Oscar nominated in 5 consecutive decades. So they were nominated in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. They won a Tony for a role that they then went on to star in a movie for and were Oscar nominated. And they have a son named Malcolm. Who is...
Interesting question. Like, who would win a Tony Award but also get nominated for Oscars in all those decades? That's a tough one. You said the 2010s were one of the decades?
Yes.
All right. Man, I'm going to go... with Meryl Streep.
Incorrect.
Are they still alive?
Well, they were Oscar nominated in the 2020s, so...
Okay, that's true. Oh man, that's a really, really good question. Oscar nominated 5 decades.
They've won a Tony, and they have a son named Malcolm.
Anthony Hopkins?
Incorrect.
Who is it?
Denzel Washington.
Oh my god, I was gonna. Oh man, that's a good question. 'Cause I didn't know if he won. So he's nominated for something. So yeah.
Yeah, he won a
80s,
Tony for
90s.
Fences.
Gotcha.
And then he went on to star in the movie and was Oscar nominated for that.
Oh, I thought you said 70s and 80s.
No, 80s, 90s, 2000s,
Oh.
2010s, and 2020s.
Yeah, so it's 5 straight.
decades.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking
I
70s.
I don't know
too.
why I thought you said 70s.
Yeah, we just that was our fault. Yeah,
I would
man.
I would have said Denzel.
'Cause that was my first thought. I was like, it's got to be Denzel because the
Fences,
Tony.
Yeah.
But then I don't know why I was thinking like, but I'm like Denzel wasn't like getting nominated in the 70s for acting.
No, he was a teenager.
Both was over here.
And then the clue, I think that should have given it away, was his son is named Malcolm.
Now
And
it's like
of course, after Malcolm X.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So.
Good
Coulda,
question.
shoulda, woulda. Well, here's another one you guys are not going to love. I'm a huge fan of musicals. So, which of the following actors has never starred in a major musical movie adaptation? Colin Firth, Zooey Deschanel, Chris Pine, or Steve Martin?
Whose question is it? Mine.
yours.
So who hasn't been in a musical?
Yes, one of those people have not starred in a major movie musical.
Can you say them again, please?
Colin Firth, Zooey Deschanel, Chris Pine, or Steve Martin?
I'm gonna say Chris Pine.
Incorrect.
He was in Into the Woods.
Was he? I never saw that.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah, he was Cinderella's prince.
Damn it.
I'm gonna go with Zooey Deschanel.
Correct.
Yes. Big.
God
that was a
damn it.
big one. That was a
Because
big
I was
one.
like, she's such a great singer. She had to have been in a musical,
Nah,
right?
I can't think of anything she's been in.
Yeah.
You gotta go producer logic. Like, she sounds like she'd be in a musical, so that probably means she wasn't.
Mhm.
But yes, Colin Firth was, of course, in Mamma Mia. Chris Pine was in Into the Woods, and Steve Martin was the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors.
Great cameo.
Yeah, he's
I love
so
that
fun in
scene.
that role.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's a great song. I love that movie.
The evil guy. Yeah.
Okay, for 2 points. What actor was in the following movies? Spider-Man, Hidden Figures, and The Shape of Water.
Spider-Man as in the 2002 Spider-Man?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire's first one.
So Shape of Water, Spider-Man, and Hidden Figures?
Yep.
Okay. Huh. Oh man. I don't know. I do not know. That's a good question.
Who is Octavia Spencer?
Oh man, she's in the wrestling arena.
She sells the tickets at the arena. She works there.
Yeah, good job. She's not a star in Spider-Man, but she's got that little tiny appearance.
Oh my
and of course
God.
she's a lead in Hidden Figures.
That's a good question.
That was a really
You
good
really
question.
let that Spider-Man one throw you off.
Hey,
James
that
is
was,
coming for you.
that was an excellent question.
Man,
It's not over till it's over. Dang, dang.
Good job.
Okay, here's another excellent tricky question. For 3 points. Meryl Streep famously holds the record for Oscar nominations for an actor with 21 nominations. She's only won 3 times. What 3 films has Meryl Streep won an Oscar for? The immediate head roll.
Oh my god. She's been in so many movies.
She's been in a lot.
Do you
I
know? God damn it. All right. I feel like she most recently won for what's the cooking one called? Well, hold on. Let's go Kramer versus Kramer.
I'm not gonna tell you as you go.
So, oh yeah, I'm sorry. Kramer versus Kramer. Julia and Julia. No. Kramer versus Kramer. Yeah, Kramer versus Kramer. Julia and Julia. And the Deer Hunter.
Incorrect.
Sophie's Choice. The Lady. The Iron Lady. And Kramer versus Kramer.
Correct.
Damn it!
That was impressive.
I think that's the best answer of the game so far.
Yeah, that was honestly.
Can't
a
forget
shock.
Sophie's Choice, man.
Yeah,
That was
I
it.
totally forgot about Sophie's Choice.
It's one of the. I think it's might be the best performance of all time. It's up there.
Man, that's so many nominations. That's absurd.
Yeah.
21.
I know, that's crazy. I was quizzing my parents on this one last night, and they just kept naming off movies, and I was like nominated for that one, but not the win. But it's
That's
like,
why it's like you think she won for Julia and Julia, but like
Yeah, because I was
she's
like,
been
she's so
nominated
good
so
now.
many-
Like,
yeah.
she had to have won for that
Yeah.
movie.
But the Iron Lady was her recent one. She actually won the Iron Lady, and then
The Margaret
the
Thatcher
same
movie.
year that Daniel Day won for Lincoln. And in his Oscar speech, he said that they actually switched roles. She was supposed to play Lincoln, and then he asked to swap. It was a funny speech.
yeah, Meryl Streep, what an icon.
Yeah.
Ooh, good question.
Another icon. Sounds like you guys are gonna not like this one. We got a classic movie actor here. With a very short-lived career, passing away at the age of 24, James Dean made an undeniable mark on Hollywood. He became a legend, like this iconic figure, but he was only ever in 3 movies. What were his 3 movies?
East of Eden, Streetcar Named Desire, and I always forget the third one. I don't know it. I don't know the third one.
For the steal. Let's see.
The big 3-pointer.
Those were the 2 I knew. Dog Hunter.
Incorrect.
What is it?
Okay, so you got one right, East of Eden, 1955. But he was not in Streetcar with
That was Marlon.
that was Marlon.
Yeah.
Everyone gets Marlon Brando and James Dean a little mixed up. They were very similar. James really looked up to Marlon Brando, but I don't think Marlon Brando liked him for some reason. Weird relationship there. But yes, it was Rebel Without a Cause,
That's
1955. That's what you're thinking of. East of Eden, 1955, and Giant, 1956, with Elizabeth Taylor.
Good question.
And interestingly, James Dean became the first actor to receive a posthumous Academy Award nomination for Best Actor with East of Eden. And then he also received a second nomination for his role in Giant the following year. And so he's the only person who's ever received 2 acting nominations after he passed away,
That's crazy.
which is crazy.
Imagine the career that guy would have had.
I know, 3 movies and he was that big, but sad. Okay, moving along. Directors. For 1 point and a potential bonus point, who is the highest grossing film director with over $10 billion at the worldwide box office?
I'm gonna say $10 billion at the global box office. Steven Spielberg?
Correct. He's the only one that could do it.
Yeah.
Good job.
He's done it with 37 films, which means his films make an average of $287 million, which is crazy. For the potential bonus point, do you know what his highest grossing film was?
Of all time?
From Steven Spielberg.
From Steven Spielberg, all time highest grossing film. Let's go with so many to choose from. It's like Saving Private Ryan, or I'm gonna go Raiders of the Lost Ark.
E.T.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
It's Jurassic Park.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Jurassic Park made $1.034 billion.
I would love to know how much money that just property has made since then, just in general, not just the movie.
Insane. They're still making the like Jurassic World movies, so that number will keep going up. But yeah, Steven Spielberg, icon, legend, love him. Okay, for 1 point, which director made the film that was given the first X rating by the MPAA? And I've got multiple choice for you. A, Stanley Kubrick. B, Brian De Palma. C, Bernardo Bertolucci. Or D, Judd Apatow.
Good question. X rating, not NC-17.
X. Got a solid X.
Can you say the directors again, please? You can just say their last names.
Sure. Kubrick, De Palma, or Bertolucci.
De Palma.
Correct.
Yes.
In December 1968, his movie Greetings, it starred Robert De Niro, and it was very, very explicit. So it got the first X rating.
He's an awesome director.
Yeah, he's a great director, and I feel like you would think it could maybe be Stanley Kubrick.
For maybe Lolita, but they didn't show anything graphic in that movie.
Yeah, and it's got to be an early guy because, like, they were forming the ratings in like the 60s. Obviously, X rating now has such a different connotation. Because it was really interesting when I was like reading about this because like now we kind of just use R, but at that time like X was supposed to be things that were just meant like for adults, whereas R was like a 16-year-old could watch it. But obviously X, they didn't copyright it, so it became associated with adult films, and so it was supposed to be X with like things that weren't for kids really ever to watch, things that were supposed to really only be made for and about and by adults, but they didn't copyright it, so that got taken.
Interesting.
For 1 point, what director's signature is to call their work a joint?
That is Spike Lee.
Yeah, his films always start a Spike Lee joint, unless he doesn't like the film very much. I know there's one that he didn't put.
Inside Man is not a Spike Lee joint.
Yes.
And so is, and also Old Boy isn't a Spike Lee joint. Yeah. Actually, Inside Man might actually be.
I think if he doesn't write it,
it's like the big studio ones usually aren't.
Old Boy was the one I was thinking of. He took
That's definitely not a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah. So that's like a loving little thing that he does. Okay, for 1 point, what movie director said, "I made my first film when I was 35, so I firmly believe that you don't have to be one thing in life. If you're doing something and you have a desire to do something different, give it a try."
I'm going to say Kubrick.
Incorrect.
They made their first film when they were 35? That's what the quote is?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say... It's not Scorsese. I'm going to go Ava DuVernay.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed you got that one.
Wow.
Good job.
Good one.
Yeah, she was a journalist, then she was a publicist, then she started her own PR firm, and then in her 30s, she decided to try out making films, and at 35, she made her first film, I Will Follow.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting fact. I feel like a lot of times you hear of directors who start like really young and they're just always making movies, so it's inspiring to see someone who didn't make their first film until they were 35.
Yeah, never give up and never stop creating.
Inspirational quote from James. For 1 point, this director has been Oscar nominated for 3 of his films, but he's also well known for directing music videos, including Madonna's Express Yourself and Vogue, as well as Aerosmith's Jan's Got a Gun, and he even has 2 Grammys for it. Who's the director?
David Fincher.
Correct. Yeah, Fincher is really good friends with Madonna, and that was how he started out, was making music videos, and his 2 Grammys, one was for the Rolling Stones' Love Is a Strong, and his other was for Justin Timberlake's Suit and Tie.
His first ever thing he made was a not-smoking ad where he showed us a baby and the fetus smoking a cigarette.
Great ad.
That's his first thing he ever made.
Anthony has the fun facts too. Love it.
Did he do the Got Milk stuff too? Is that him?
No, that was Michael Bay.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, again, with directors, like, where they start out. There's a lot of film directors that started in music videos.
Yeah, a ton of them, yeah.
Okay, for 2 points. This one might be confusing. I had to reword it a dozen times, so tell me if it doesn't make sense. So for 2 points, if you were to write out the titles of the 3 films from this director, you'd only have 12 letters. Who's the director?
Have they all been released in theaters? Because I'm assuming not, and otherwise I'm going to go with Jordan Peele.
Correct.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Good guess. Good
Nice.
job.
Yeah, that was a good job. So he has Get Out, Us, and then Nope is the new one coming out.
Great
So
one.
The
Can't
average
wait.
is about 4 letters. 4 letters per movie title.
And he says-
short and sweet.
He says he comes up with his titles for the mood of what an audience he thinks would feel when watching the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Nope is very promising. That's,
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't
yeah,
wait.
that movie looks so good.
Mhm.
Okay, for 2 points. What director has made films about a famous historical figure in 1700s France, a school in 1860s Virginia, a family in 1970s Detroit, and a lonely newlywed in early 2000s Tokyo?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Sure. For 2 points. What director has made films about a famous historical figure in 1700s France, a school in 1860s Virginia, a family in 1970s Detroit, and a lonely newlywed in early 2000s Tokyo?
Sofia Coppola.
Correct.
I was like, I thought,
The Beguiled is the
Yeah.
1700s one. That one took me a second. I was like, oh yeah, she made The Beguiled.
yeah. I thought I was gonna steal that.
Yeah. Damn it. And Marie Antoinette, The Beguiled, and then
Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation, and then the Virgin Suicides.
Correct.
Yeah.
Man, that was impressive. I almost feel like I gotta
No
give you another
bonus
point,
points
but-
were offered. No bonus points for that. The Beguiled.
It's a good movie. It's a crazy movie.
Yeah, I know.
But oh my god, it's a crazy movie.
Yeah, she's great. It's cool that she's done like so many different like time periods and settings, and yeah, I think that's like a really interesting trait of a director where they set their movies.
Super talented. Apple did not fall far from the tree.
Yes. For 2 points. Since you two are brothers, hopefully you will have no problem with this one. Name 3 brother directing duos.
All right. Let's go with the Scott brothers, so Ridley and Tony Scott.
They're not a duo.
Oh, you mean they direct together? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
so-
All right. So thanks for clearing that up. The Coen brothers,
Mhm.
the Duffer brothers,
Mhm.
and then the Lumiere brothers.
Sure, yeah, that's good. I had Russo brothers, Duplass,
Yeah.
Softy. Lots of brother directing duos.
yeah.
But yeah, 2 points. All right, we're on to our 3-pointer.
Went silent film with that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. Because that one's one where it's like, you're either going to totally like brain blank and be like, Coen brothers.
yeah.
I was hoping he would.
Of course. But no, you got it. So 3 points, multiple choice. What director-actor pairing has done the most films together? A, Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. B, Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson. C, the Coen brothers and Frances McDormand. Or D, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio. Which pairing has done the most films together?
That's a great question.
Can you go through the list again, please?
Sure. So A, we've got Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. B, Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson. C, the Coen brothers and Frances McDormand. Or D, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm going Burton Depp.
Incorrect.
Whew. All right, this is a big one. Oh my
3-pointer.
That's a good
Let's see,
question.
Leo and Martin have only done 5. And then Samuel and Tarantino have done... He's been in like 6. Because he's not in Reservoir. I think he's been in every movie since, except for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Frances McDormand and the Coens.
How many was it?
They've done 9 together. 9 films between 1984 and 2021.
She was in like a ton of their movies before they were like really famous too. So she's in a bunch of them. They all, yeah.
Her first film and their first film
Blood Simple.
was, yes, Blood Simple in 1984. And that was where they first met, and they fell in love and got married. So I feel like it makes sense that they did a lot of movies.
Yeah, they did a bunch together, yeah. Wow, that was a big steal.
Yeah, but you were really close. Tim Burton and Johnny Depp have one less. They're at 8.
That was an excellent question.
Yeah,
And then
I thought they made a ton.
If you threw in like De Niro and Scorsese, that would have been a tough one too, because they've done like 8, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I think they were 8. There were a lot of people at like 8, 9. So yeah, I had to find one that was 9. And a couple that clearly weren't.
Great
But
one.
yeah, you were pretty close because Tim Burton and Johnny Depp have 8. Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson have 6. Coen Brothers and Frances McDormand have 9. And Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio have 6.
Oh.
So, and there's
Good
chance
question.
for all those numbers to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Okay, another 3-pointer, last one in our director category. Currently, only 3 women have won the award for Best Director at the Academy Awards. Who are those 3 women?
Catherine Bigelow, Chloe Zhao, and Jane Campion.
Correct. Good job. Yeah, and those last 2 were 2021 and 2022, so super recent.
Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid.
The comeback
job.
kid with 2
Here it
big
comes.
winners.
That was just +6.
I needed that round.
+6 on.
Yeah, after the classics, had to do good at the director. Yeah, that was needed. But yeah, had to shout it out to the female directors. Our last category, miscellaneous, name the movie. So all the questions, you got to name the movie, and they're any genre. So, for 1 point, what film contains a scene where 4 live octopods were eaten?
4 live octopods were like for
I
in
think it's
real.
because they did, yeah. I think it's because they did 4 takes. So.
Gotcha. Man, I feel like I can think of the scene, but I can't think of the movie. Old Boy.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, that's Old Boy. That's a very controversial fact.
Good question. That's a great one.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Here's another fun one. Fun fact. For 1 point, what was the first film to show a toilet flushing for the first time?
Psycho.
Correct. That is Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock always pushing the barriers, even if it's just showing a toilet flushing.
Plumbing.
And it's, of course, when she rips up the paper and she throws it in the toilet.
Except for that one piece.
The one piece. Yeah. Okay, for 1 point. In what 1999 film does the director claim to have hid Starbucks cups everywhere, in every shot?
Fight Club.
Correct. Yeah, Fincher put Starbucks cups apparently in every single shot just because he liked Starbucks and wanted to call out that there were too many of them.
I don't know if it's every shot, but it's in every scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he claims every shot. The quote I found from him said he put it everywhere in every
Really?
shot.
Wow, that's pretty
He
wild.
says it. I mean, I feel like if you had to like really pause it and look, you probably couldn't find it.
Maybe they're like hidden behind things, just except for like the corner of the
Yeah,
cup.
because I'm thinking of
Yeah.
like close-ups and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Maybe it's just like there in the background
A
somewhere,
reflection.
and we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Or it's just the classic, he's remembering it as it being every shot. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably pretty close too. Okay. For 1 point. After which movie did the sale of pet rats increase rapidly?
Ratatouille.
Correct. Ratatouille made everybody want a pet rat.
Are you sure it wasn't Ratatouille?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille, 2007. That's directed by Brad Bird. Okay, for 1 point. For which movie did Tim Burton have 40 squirrels trained to crack nuts rather than just use CGI?
Is that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Correct. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. 2005.
Wow, that's an
Loved
old
that
movie.
movie.
Oh my
Right?
God, 2005.
That's
Yeah,
my
it is older
God.
than you would think. Yeah, I loved that movie as a kid. I watched that too many times. Probably affected some brainwave things. Okay, for 2 points. What film uses a letter X somewhere in a shot as a foreshadowing of a character's death?
The Departed.
yeah, kid.
I had to throw that one in here. Hear
Have
that
to.
Boston
Appreciate it.
accent.
It's a wicked pisser guy.
Yeah, even though I'm a New Yorker, so like,
It was also done in Scarface, the original.
yes, yeah, like the 1930s one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they didn't do it like as
prevalently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese, like really, like if you really watch the movie and look for it, like it's there every time. Which is a fun fact because if you've like seen it once, you probably didn't notice, and then you go back and it's like
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're
literally
everywhere.
everywhere. It's very ominous.
He also hit a Starbucks cup in every shot too.
No, a Dunkin' Donuts cup. There's a Dunkin' Donuts cup in every shot.
Very Boston.
Oh my God.
Okay. For 2 points. What movie and show title is named after a smart and helpful dog that is featured in 12 movies, TV shows, radio shows, books, and even has a video game?
12 movies and TV shows?
Well, 12 movies. There's several TV shows. I'm not sure how many.
So, wow, 12 movies. I feel like it's not Benji. I'm going to go Shiloh.
Incorrect.
Lassie.
Correct.
Oh, I forgot about Lassie.
Lassie.
That was the shout out for my mom, who is obsessed with Lassie. She has
Aw.
tons of Polly things.
Damn.
Yeah, we watched a lot of Lassie when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic. And the first Lassie movie, Lassie Come Home, from 1943, featured an 11-year-old Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh wow.
And it was
'Cause-
only her second
yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Shiloh was big when we were kids, so that like was
Yeah, but it
like
wasn't
popped
that-
in my
that many
mind.
movies,
Because I
though.
know he was in like a bunch of TV movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should have realized the TV show because that show was super popular. Anyways.
Yeah. No, but like my mom, she was like, Lassie's too easy. Everyone's going to get that. I'm like, no, there's so many dog movies.
There are.
There are a
Airbud.
lot. Yeah, yeah.
Air Bud. That's what I was obsessed with as a kid,
Ah.
Air Bud.
He has like 9 movies. Yeah.
Yeah. So many good dog movies.
Indeed. We gotta do an episode on dog
That's
movies.
actually a good idea.
You should. Okay, for 2 points. What movie focused on the Delta Tau Chai House at Faber College?
This is you because you
Could
stole.
could you repeat that?
Sure. What movie focused on the Delta Tau Chai House at Faber College?
Animal House.
Correct.
Yes.
Good one.
That's another one from my dad.
I was gonna guess that too.
Okay. For 3 points. Which film's makeup and hairstyling won an Oscar despite the makeup budget being only $250?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Correct. You guys are bringing out the good memorized fun facts in the movie.
That's what happens when you make TikTok clips about all of these.
Yeah. No, I
We
know.
should-
Like sometimes
it gets
I was like,
ingrained
"Is
in
this
you."
question? Yeah, I was like, is this question too hard? And then I would watch an episode you did about like that person in that movie. And I'm like, they literally just said it. So if they don't know it.
They'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, our last question. This is our very last one for 3 points. It's a great fun fact too. On average, most feature films contain between 45 to a full 120 minutes of music. What film famously only featured 16 minutes of music, including the end credits?
No Country for Old Men.
Correct. No Country for Old Men.
Good question.
Coen Brothers. And that's it. That was our last
Wow.
question.
That
I
was
think I might have got too little too late.
Yeah. What's the final tally?
Yeah, Shay.
Tally, she's nodding her head. What's the tally?
Final score.
James
Do you want
had
to say
a
it into the
total-
mic?
In the mic?
Sure. Shay's gonna pop her
Yeah.
head and say it.
James had a total of 54 points, and Anthony had a total of 70.
Oh man, smashed me.
So, I'm eating good
54%.
tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
God
that was
damn
pretty
it.
brutal.
Sarah, those questions were amazing.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was-
like you
that was
blew me
so-
away with them. Great job.
Yeah.
Lots of research. A good amount of them I feel like I pulled from my own head, but you
Mhm.
know, Gotta look it up, make sure you're actually remembering things correctly too.
Yeah. You exceeded my expectations.
Yeah,
You
you did an
Thank
incredible
you so much.
job.
Yeah,
Thanks so
that
much
was
for
awesome.
coming on and doing this. Do you have anything you want to plug?
No.
Just your TikTok. Yeah. At Sarah_Hennessy1 is her TikTok, so find her there.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This was so fun. Like I said, I'm a huge fan, so really, it's been a great time.
Thank you.
That was a blast,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll have to do a round 2, and I gotta have a comeback against Anthony. That might be fun.
Yes.
If you're up for it sometime in the future.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Excellent.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Become a patron today at RaidersOfTheLostPodcast.com. No, it's Patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Thanks for tuning in around the world, and everyone go follow Sarah.
Goodbye, everyone. This episode of Raiders of the Lost Podcast has been executive produced through Patreon thanks to Cody Moen, Calvin Cam, John A. Gratz, and Lauren Smertz. Thank you to our producers.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Find us on all audio streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Be sure to check out one of these other videos right here for more content on our favorite films and breaking down all kinds of movie content. Thanks so much.